Right, looks like I'm on my Todd at the moment. But I just jump on Friday. Hey, Nutter, mate. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, Nutter. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd do a quick live, see what's back, see what's happening. Is there anyone else live? I don't know. I don't think notifications are going out. Hey, Dodge, Bright. Good to see you, Dodge. Mr. BB, afternoon. So, yeah, it's thought I'd just do a quick one, and see what's happening with the world. It's been pretty quiet, hasn't it? I've been listening to the rantings of some lunatics in the night time, but I think it should be institutionalized myself. You know what I mean? I just wanted to touch on something. I've been having a bit of back and forth with the Burks. Not much, just a little bit. They're picking up on the comments I made. And I just don't understand why everyone is a racist. If you say illegal immigrants, you're a racist, according to the Burks. I think some people take umbrage to that, and I certainly take umbrage to it. I mean, I say it, and I'm not a racist, but according to those two loons, I am. But I'd just like them to yeah, a couple of Burks. Burke by name, Burke by nature. That's what I say. Hey, Beyonce, is that you, mate? Good afternoon, mate. Good to see you. I just want to, I just want to read a little bit out from this pair of lunatics. Um, couple of Burks. What they said. Or call it Ryland Clark is wrong about whatever. Um, I wonder if they've taken that down now. A union representing dock workers. No, it's not that. A couple of bills. They're not illegal. You're just a racist debunking far-right myths. That's one of their lives, you know. Um, this came up on my memories from Amsterdam this year with drug paraphernalia all over the table. Yeah, okay. Only racist people call asylum seekers illegal immigrants. Pass it around. I think they've had to go at Babs. But, these two lunatics, they far left bullshit, um, just seem to be getting away with all sorts of what I would say is slanderous shite. Casters, good morning, Casters. Good of you doing, bed. Good to see you, Beyonce. Paul C. Good to see you, mate. There's a Fox. Good to see you. Light our souls, as well as us. Good to see you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what other people feel about it, but I don't like being called a racist for no reason other than saying illegal immigrants. But according to the far left definition of illegal, it's not people who come in a boat from France without any papers, land on a beach somewhere, and want to be accepted in the country. That's not illegal. Apparently, that's illegal because they're looking for refuge. Is it refuge or refuge? Not refuge. Refuge is rubbish. Yeah, but people. So why have we got airports? Why have we got security? Why have we got customs? Is that not there for people to pass through those? No woman, no cry. Go on, Bobcat. So I think what they're saying is actually slanderous to many, many people, and that's my opinion on them. They are a couple of Burkes by nature and by name. The boy, J.O.J., he loves to get upon his pedestal and spout his far left rhetoric. And I've noticed there's a few others going around doing the same. The pork chop's in. Hey, how you doing, pork chop, mate? So yeah, there's quite a lot to say about these pair of well, I don't know, what are they? This far left rhetoric, bullshit. They're the people that want what you want. You worked all your life to get something. If you've saved a bit of money, but they want that money, but they don't want to work for it. But they want it because you shouldn't have it because it's too much for you. Spread it around because don't work, don't do fuck all, lie in your pit all day, fucking, you know, raise the red flag and talk a load of shite. And that's them in a nutshell. Yeah, yeah, yes, indeed. You know what I mean? It's not, they're not the best of people, if you ask me. They're slagging everyone off. Um, Parents, grandparents, people going out protesting peacefully. Um, but no, they're far right, they're Nazis, they're racists. This is the far left Bible that they're spouting. Uh, yes, yes, yeah. That's the typical far left. They want what you want, but they don't want to work for it. But because you work for it, you've got a few things. They want that off you because you shouldn't have it. It should be shared amongst everyone. This is what you've got to deal with. Hey, baby, hey, hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I would left the mentally unwell. Well, there's not a, there's, I can't disagree with that, to be honest with you, BBA, because I mean, these two are just out there promoting their left-wing rhetoric, slagging off everyone. Okay, maybe some people they are slagging off, but might need slagging off. I don't know, but certainly tarring everybody with the same brush, calling everybody a racist, a Nazi, just for saying illegal immigrants. You try and turn up on a beach somewhere, in another country and see where that gets you. But I was glad to see on the news, it was on the news, watching on the news, that most of Europe now is fed up with this immigration, and they're all starting to react towards it by deporting people, which I think is a marvelous thing. Um, there's too much of it going on. We're being overwhelmed with people. If you want to come to a country, come through the proper channels. Come through the airport with your documents so you can get checked out. Um, don't just pull up on a beach somewhere, without any papers. We've seen videos of them throwing phones over the side, throwing passports over the side. So no one knows who they are, where they've come from, what their past is. And I know there's a lot goes on, and I know there's a lot of reporting going on of these people committing crimes in this country. I mean, I'm not saying they're all doing it, obviously not, but it's been brought more and more to the forefront now of these people actually committing crimes. And it was good to see that one in Epping was found guilty. I watched a video the other day. He was they made I think it was Ryan Rampage. What did he say? It was a citizen's arrest. They held this guy there because he sexually assaulted a woman. I don't know where it was. When the police actually turned up, what did he do? And he openly said, I touched her. This is a thing. It may be okay in where they came from, but it's not okay here. And I don't think they understand that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Hey, Parker. Yeah. So, I mean, This is the Burks for you. You know what I mean? This is the Burks. And not a lot of people, I'd see that they steadily building a following on the channel of like-minded people. But I've seen them in other chats, they're on the same sort of wavelength as those. I mean, there's that guy who reported Ron Maria, his channel. Can't think of his name. He's got a couple of names. There's a few others. But yeah, this is it. This is the Ryan Rampage one of this other guy. Yeah. So the link is there off. I will never conform. I know you're doing that well. So the right is woke and the left is good. It's not about left and right though, Ice, is it? It's not about left or right. It's not about that. It's not about that. I mean, Angela Rayner, when she said she's building 1.2 or 1.5 million new homes, she said that 70% of them will go to migrants. So that's putting the migrants first. Maybe that's right in her eyes, but I think it's wrong in my eyes, because what about the British people that's been waiting for the house for maybe 10 years or whatever, I'm not saying they don't deserve a home, but, they should be last in the queue. Now, they keep saying that they're looking for asylum. What are these people running from, actually? Does anyone know who the majority are? I mean, like any, refugees, I'd welcome refugees, no doubt about that, because if you're running away from atrocity, or, your country's at war or anything like that, yes, welcome them, yes, 100%. But what I call these people, say it again, illegal immigrants, that's what I call them, because they arrive in the country illegally. And that's a fact. Whether they're seeking asylum or not, and it begs to differ. Why would they pay thousands and thousands to these people to bring them across the channel when they can get a flight for a couple of £100? Who's paying the money for this? This is what we need to find out. If they're that poor in their own country, how can they afford to pay a couple of grand to somebody to bring them across the border? I find that, a bit confusing myself. I looked at Paris the other day. I was looking at a video of Paris the other day, and Jesus Christ, it is covered in migrants. The place is a mess. Hey, Broxy Breeze, good to see you. So yeah, I just like, I'm not a racist. I'm not against people coming here if they're coming from a war-torn country or anything like that. But economic migrants, I'm against that. We're overrun. We can't get a dentist. We can't get a doctor's appointment. Hospitals are overflowing, and we're still bringing millions more people in. It's got to stop somewhere. And it's about time the government sat up and took notice. I'm glad Europe is taking notice now, and they're starting to do things about it. And that's the way I think the rest of us should do as well. It's no good them saying, no, one in, one out. That's a load of nonsense. So there you are. This is the Burke's train of thought. If you say illegal immigrants, you're a racist. So I'll leave that with you, people. You decide. I know which side I'm on. I'd never be on the left train of anything, To me, that's just lunatics, That's just, I would say, I don't know. Were they brought up right? But if their parents is a lefty, what's the kid he's going to be? They're going to be lefties, huh? It's instilled in them, Power to the people. Citizen Smith. Fuck me. Now, I'm sorry, JLJ. I'm sorry, niggy, but you to spouting lies and bullshit all over social media. Don't be calling people racist when they're not. Because you could come undone, you could come undone saying all this crap about people. There's good people out there that you fucking besmirching their names by calling them racist when you've got nothing to connect them to racism other than saying illegal immigrants. Give us a break, man. So that's something for you to talk about on your next video. Talk about me. I know you're trying to build a channel and on clicks and views, and the more out there you are, the more obscure you are, the more, I don't know, distasteful you are, I would say to you too, then you're getting the views and you're getting the clicks and you're loving it. So don't preach. You're not the right people to preach to anyone. You're not the right people to preach to anyone. Yeah, exactly. I will never conform. Exactly. This is what I want. This is the train of thought with the far left, isn't it? They don't like to see anybody with money. The money should be dispersed between everyone, even if you don't work. Even if you're living in a cave in a tree because you don't want to go to work. You smoke a little grass. The clouds are made of candy floss. Love and peace. And this is, if you want it, you've got to fucking get off your ass and earn it. But the left want it for nothing because you've got too much money and you've got too much money. I want some of that money, but I don't work for it. I want it because you got it. You've got too much. That's their train of thought. Fuck them, I say. Fuck them. Fuck them. What did he say the other day? He said to me the other day, a couple of months ago, we had a bit of a dispute. And he said, I bet my caravan's a lot nicer than Tyrone's house. Fucking hell. He must have been high on something. But I don't despise them, but I dislike a hell of a lot what they're trying to put across here on the social platform about people. Anyone that disagrees with the far left, they're racist, they're Nazis. Even ordinary people on the street, grandparents, parents, worried about their children's future, they're all racist. Hey, DT, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Woke is politically correct. Might be Dodge. But anyway, that's enough on them pair of Burks. Hey, Boris Johnson, good to see you, bro. Roxy, yeah. I remember AJ saying the same about his tent. It's a good one. Yeah. Woke is awareness of racial injustice. Do you know something nice? If you a train of thought, if you listen to the Reverend Jesse Peterson, is in America, the black dude, and he brings on other black dudes and asking them, do they believe in white supremacy? Do they believe in white privilege? And it's, and he's telling them you're brainwashed into believing it, And why on earth would people now asking for reparation because their great grandparents might have been slaves, They might have been slaves. So they want money now because they might have been enslaved 100 years ago. Give us a break. Where's the white privilege? From what I can see, in this current climate, it's the white people are getting the worst treatment of all. That's all he. So, Listen, if you haven't seen that Reverend Jesse Peterson, I think it's Jesse Peterson. His name is. He puts them all in their place. He's black, and he's got all these black people coming on who think that there's white privilege in America, and he's telling them there's no such thing. You're brainwashed. They were brainwashed. Black Lives Matter done a lot of brainwashing of people. And to be fair, he could say, right, you're right enough, it is white, but he doesn't. He doesn't believe it. Woke was the civil rights movement. Yes, Dodge. Yeah, they do. They do. It's unbelievable what they want. And I mean, you can't give them nothing. They don't. What do they deserve? Nothing. It's like somebody that's never worked in their life saying, "I want reparation for the way my grandfather was treated when he was working." Doesn't work. Hey, McZilla, good to see you, mate. It's just fucking madness. It's madness. You cannot give in to these people. You cannot give in to these people because once you open that door, God knows what's going to come through there next. So bloody hell, reparation? No, no way. And I think I was listening to someone and they were saying how much it cost. Millions at the time, and you're going back a long time ago, 100 years ago, maybe less, a little bit less. How Britain freed the slaves in America, and they all think it was that everyone seems to think, the blacks all seem to think it was the white people were enslaving them, but it was the blacks enslaving blacks and selling them. So there's a lot to look at. Anyway, like I'm saying, if you want something in life, you've got to get off your ass and earn it. Get out there and work for it. Unless you're a charmer, unless you're a Shylock or a fucking shyster or whatever, and you can persuade people to give you things, then you might be okay. Oh yeah, you still got the video of Joan asleep in the shop. Let's put it up. Let's have a look at it. Hey, my Edison Jungle Lisa, how you doing? Hope you're well. Is Miss Emma still around? I believe she is. I don't think I haven't seen her. I don't know whose live she goes on. I think I've seen her in Dave's a few times, Gypsy Dave's a few times, but let's not mention the thousands of Eastern Europeans who appeared in droves in the mid 2000s. There's a large community of Polish people in the town I live in, and they are fantastic people. They haven't come here and sat on their asses and claimed things. They've got out. They come here. They've got houses, and they work, and they set up They set up businesses. They got their own shop selling Polish food to Polish people, and they're not shy of work. They contribute to the country. So they're good people. They are good people. Hey, Adrian, mate. But everyone's got their own opinion on what's happening with I'll say again, illegal immigrants. That's what I believe they are, because they're not coming through the proper channels. They're arriving on the beach, and is that legal? I don't think so. So that's why I refer to them as illegal immigrants. I mean, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know who they are, what they've done in the past lives, in their past or whatever. But and who's paying for them to come? That's a thing. They're paying thousands to come, and you could have a flight for a couple of £100 with your passport in your hand. But there you go. Everyone's got an opinion on it. Mine is, and I'll say it again, my opinion is, I'm not into this economic migrant situation where a lot of people are coming here just for benefits. I think no matter how much the Burks deny that, they're coming for a better life. They're saying, man, they get a better life here because they're getting free money and a free house. That's a better life. If you're coming here to work, all well and good. we need doctors, we need nurses, need things like that. We need professional people. What we don't need is extra people to lie around, in a council property all day and claim benefits. We don't need that. There's enough of them here already. So we need professional people. Yeah, no doubt about that. But you know, come through the proper channels. You know, go through immigration, get checked out. It's all well and good. Well, fair enough. Uh, you had org roast. It was nice. It had crackling. Well, plenty of salt on the skin then, and you'll soon get a nice crackling. So yeah, I think we covered that enough now. But I will say, what I stand by is this. I'll say that again, just to make my point clear. Refugees fleeing from atrocities, yes, welcome all day long. People that's coming here from another country that has no issues, then I don't believe they should be here because we've got enough on our plate in this country as it is. Is there an illegal equivalent of ours from Abby's pet? Be quite entertaining. I used to love that program, Broxy. I love that program. I think I've got it on TV, record. I've got enough bit already. Yeah, I see that. We're right now with that this property tax that apparently she's been dodging. Angela Rayner's resigned. Is that fact? Like ourselves, is that true? She should and all. It's a pity the Prime Minister wouldn't as well, and the rest of them. So of course we've got we've got more taxes to look forward to, haven't we? Yeah. So she'd be out with a little what colour is that briefcase? Blue, is it? Whatever. She'll be out with that telling us we've got to pay more tax because they can't afford this and they can't afford to do that because they're paying so many billions. And what I found disturbing was, I think it was the Caicos Islands or Seychelles or something, that we are paying 30 billion pound for them, towards them. Jesus Christ, man. And, he's trying to defend that amount of money by saying we need this base, we need that space, it's crucial we have this space. It's Hollywood, baby. I tell you what, I think she got very poor dress sense, Broxy. I think she got very poor dress sense. But that's me. I don't know. Yes, they should be transparent. They should have a collar on their neck, right? And every time they tell a lie, they get a zapped. So they got to tell the truth. But I mean, I think I seen Trump. I seen Congress yesterday. This one dude was grilling Nigel Farage, saying that you're trying to be prime minister. Yes, you're trying to be prime minister. How many people have you got as MPs? I hear this only 4 or 5. So and you're looking for Elon Musk to back you, and he said, look, me and Elon Musk don't get on. He said he called me rotten the other day, and this, that, and the other. But I think Farage, a lot of people dislike Farage, but I honestly don't dislike the people around him. Some people do, some people don't. We've all got our own opinions. That's be true. That's true. Perhaps you should put him on the mains, Beyonce. Fix him to the mains. Tonto, I'm assuming yan. How's the Lone Ranger getting on, Tonto? Does anybody remember the Lone Ranger in Tonto, or am I just that old bastard I'm doing this live? Can anybody tell me what Tonto's horse was called? We all know the Lone Ranger's horse was Silver, wasn't it? Hi-oh, Silver away. Oh, what was Tonto's horse called? I know it, because I'm an old bastard. Yes, DT, spot on, mate, spot on. DT's in there straight away. The Rangers having the full English. Yeah, I think people, I mean, I'm not saying the left don't like us talking about immigration, but I think it's a worldwide problem, isn't it? It's worldwide. Does anyone know? I'll ask the question. Does any of the Arab states take any of the other people in from the countries they're fleeing, or don't they? Do any of the Arab countries take people in as fleeing, for whatever reason, or they refuse them entry? I don't know. You see, America, they're getting really bad too. Yeah, I'll tell you what was worrying, watching Putin and the Chinese fella and Kim Jong-un, all together. Now, them three, they're dangerous, isn't it? Huh? But what a power they would be. What a powerful alliance there. Look, Jesus Christ, it'd be frightening to know what's going to go on. What are you doing painting carpets, Migsy? I don't think you mean that. Since Monday, I painted carpets. Uh, I think he means he's painted and he's got new carpets, new beds, cooker. But yeah, Migs, that's the way to do it. All the other countries have already kicked it years ago. Hey, is that you good, bro? uh, for fuck's sake. I haven't been online for a week or so. Been listening to a few things. I don't know. Last night, the rantings of a maniac on late last night. I think he should be institutionalized. And the people going on his panel were there again bullshit as well. Blood on the carpet. Yeah, he had a lot of it going on. A lot of it going on. But, it's obviously his channels I want to look at. But there's nobody live on these, what I call the, wrong ones, basically. I'll listen to what they're saying. Surprising what they come up with. And there's a few of them, it's like a little horde, all the rats gathering. Look at that queer starmer. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. What are we going to do? Heck. We've got the battle on too much. Yeah, it's good, but it's good. You know what I mean? I come on here for a laugh and a joke, right? But when you see some of the things being said by, it's just you've got to speak about it because nobody seems to communicate about it. You know what I mean? And talk about it. I'm sure I seen a comment somewhere where I think Babs have reported something, and So just a minute. I just bear with me a second. Get somebody. Sorry about that, peeps. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. One of those things. One of the things. I tell you what I seen in on the Welsh news. I don't think you would have seen it unless you were living in Wales. About a sex offender, and he was I think from Cardiff, and he sexually assaulted 2 girls. Now, the judge sentenced him to prison, and because he'd spent 10 months on remand, he was only going to do 3 months prison, and so his total would have been 13 months for sexually offending 2 girls. What do you think of that? Don't you think that's fucking shameful? I never conform, yeah. He knows what he can do. Too many spliffs he's smoking, that's a fucking trouble with him, huh? Yeah, look at that. But yeah, I think anyone committing sexual crimes like that, they should just lock them up and throw away the key, in my opinion, not fucking 13 months, you know? Yeah, you see it, Casters? Yeah, yeah. Fucking awful, isn't it? But what? It's unbelievable how the British law works. It's crazy when you think about it, isn't it? You go back in time now. If you had murdered someone, if you murdered someone today, you're lucky if you'd be out in sort of 15 years or less, But you go back to the Biggs, Ronnie Biggs, and prison because they ripped the government off, the train robbery and all that. Look how long they were in prison for that. Fucking unbelievable. 40 plus years, wasn't it? And yet when you murder somebody, you can get out in 15 years. And I don't care. I don't care how old you are. They hide the identity of someone that's under, is it 16 or under 18? So if it's a 60, I don't know, if it's a 16-year-old or whatever it is, and they've killed someone, people should know about it. Don't hide their identity. How can they committed the worst crime possible? Everyone should know who it is. Fucking hiding people's identity. I disagree with that totally. Totally disagree with that. Fucking hell, man. So you're saying Angela Rayner has resigned. I'm going to double check that. Has Angela Rayner resigned? Yes, she has. Yeah, it's true. It's true, people. Angela Rayner resigns as Deputy Prime Minister and Housing Secretary over failing to pay enough tax on a flat in Old Sussex. She also resigns as Deputy Leader of the Labour Party, meaning there will be a party election replacer. Rayner is the MP for Ashton under Lyne, referred herself to the PM's Ethics Committee after admitting underpaying stamp duty on an £800,000 flat. In her resignation letter, she says she takes full responsibility for the error of not seeking further tax advice on the purchase. The ethics report finds Rayner breached the ministerial code and did not heed the caution and legal advice she received. This is devastating for Rayner, with pretty devastating implications for Keir Starmer too. Our chief political correspondent, Henry Zeffman, writes, well, Henry Zeffman, keep on writing, son, because we need to out these people, these wrong uns, these people that's running the country. Hey, Shirley, up the well girl up Tim as well. Yes, she should, Shirley, I agree with you. Yeah, it's fraud at the end of the day, isn't it? You know, they make all the excuses they like under the sun, you know. They say you're responsible yourself, you know, you don't rely on anybody else, you find out for yourself, you know. She resigns with a big payout. I wonder if she does get a big payout. I don't know, the Brady. Yeah, John Tracy, I agree with that, mate. She should have resigned, you know, but she was hanging on there because of the money involved in being deputy PM, you know. Hey, Quentin, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Let's hope the rest of the company resign and hand the keys to Nigel. Morning time on chat. Yes. Sunny in Wales today. It is the sun is about sure, yeah. Yeah. But you know, it's well, it'll be a thing that, you know, I think she'll have to pay her casters, you know. I don't think she'll go that far, York. I don't think she'll go and join Reform. No, I don't think she'll go that far. But they want to tax the arse of us again, don't they? You know, there's another budget coming up now, and you watch us paying now for their mistakes. It's the working class that always end up paying for their mistakes, you know. You remember the Labour Party were a party for the working class people, but not anymore. It's on par with the Conservatives, isn't it? If not, it's fucking worse than the Conservatives. They're bigger liars than the Conservatives, and that's a fact. All the stuff they're doing underhand it, you know, trying to weasel our way back into the EU with this bastard Prime Minister. No. You know, everything's through the back door by the look of it. But anyway, you know, that's what you do when you're caught out, then you pay you suffer the consequences. As simple as that, you know. I wonder who's going to step into our shoes now. Some other bright Burke, I would imagine. It'd be somebody just as bad, you know. And why did he feel the need to say she came from a council house background? The Prime Minister said that the other day to Baydock. Yeah, she's come from a council house background. She's worked up. So what? Doesn't matter where you come from. You know, everyone's got to pay it. And if you fucking don't pay it, then you're in the shite. It's simple as that. Take care, Beyonce, mate. Take care. Don't say Burke. Yeah, I've already spoke about the Burke this morning. You know. Nice. Yeah, I'm not too keyed up on him, Mr. BB. I'm not keyed up on politics myself. But just a little bit. Bacon smuggling, smuggling bacon, smoking and smoke. Yeah. Well, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? You know, we all know the country's in a fucking mess. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And I can't see it changing that much in the too distant future. You know, it's looks like we're up shit creek without the paddle, as they say. Yeah, you know. And I'm glad this I can't remember his name, but the scriptwriter for Father Ted. I'm glad he's going to sue the police. And I'm glad that the chief of police, or the Met, has spoken out saying, you know, they shouldn't be policing what people say on social media. Their jobs is policing the streets and And it's shameful of Keir Starmer to say, yes, we should have freedom of speech. And he's the one that's been curtailing it, He's the one that's been stopping the freedom of speech, What did he say? He was inciting violence or something, wasn't it? Because of what he posted. It was something to do with a girl who, I think she was underage at the time, but now she's 18. But something along those lines with that. I mean, I don't know if she was trolling him or he was trolling her, whatever happened to me. The 5 police to go and arrest him was a bit OTT for anything, you know what I mean? And I hope he's got a good defence lawyer and a good case to sue the arse of him. He should be suing the arse of the government as well. Exterminates us, they all do. Sure, I'm believing that, sure, to be honest with you. I do believe it. We are second-class citizens in our own country. That's the way it seems to be, I'm not saying that's a fact, but that's the way it looks. That's what it looks like to people, It's one big trap for you all, Paul. Yeah. So, cast aside. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that at the moment, I think, how long they've been in power now? 4 years, over a year. So we must probably got to suffer another 4 years of this Labour government. I don't think he wants to hand the power, the job down to somebody else. I don't see that in his DNA, I don't think he's that, hey, Susan, good afternoon, hope you're well. I don't think he's that type of person. I think he wants to hang on by any means possible to the job, And I think he's causing irreparable damage to the country, and it may be a long time before it can be resolved, if it ever gets resolved. Whoever comes into power next is going to have to clean up this mess. I mean, this 200 million or billion black hole, whatever it was, it's all been proved that it's bullshit, all made up lies. We're going to give all the waspy women their money, but when it came to it, they turned their back on them and said, no, we're not going to do that now once they got in power. They are not going to, they're going to treat the pensioners well. They never did that when they got in there, Stop the fucking winter allowance on most pensioners, which to me, I seem to agree with to a certain extent, because there's a lot of people, a lot of pensioners out there that can afford to pay their own winter fuel, There's a lot of wealthy people in the country. I'm not one of them, but I can pay my own winter fuel. I wouldn't make the criteria to get any money off the government for that. But obviously, people that's just on that borderline, it's a big help for them, and that's another thing that kicked them in the teeth with that. They've gone back on all sorts of stuff, and you just can't trust Labour. You just can't trust them. I'll never give a straight answer. Always answer a question with a question, That makes sense to me. But we're a soft country, really. We put up with all this nonsense, Look at France. When the French go on a demonstration, it's full on, full on. But in here, no. But I think the tide is slowly turning. I think he has to sit up and take notice, because the people are starting to get up and protest right around the country. The flags are flying well in where I live. Nearly every lamppost you come across has got a Welsh flag on it, And they're not taken down. It's not like the ones in England are taken down. They stay up, they will stay up there. Maybe because the council can't afford to send somebody out and take them down. I don't know, but they've been up about 3 weeks now. So France is a right mess. I think most of Europe is a right mess, Dodge, to be honest. It's a right mess. There's too many people, too many people moving around, and nowhere for them to live. Therefore, they're on the streets. They make a mess, and it just looks so unsightly. And you know what I mean. So I think most of Europe is suffering. There's a train of thought that it seems to be there's a lot more behind all this, rather than people moving for a better life. There seems to be a train of thought. I mean, there's lots of other thoughts. It could be what other people say, and when you look at it, you maybe think it's true that most of the people coming across are young men. There's not many children, not many women. You know what I mean? And I know the Burks will say, oh, they're going to come across, they're going to get a place, and they'll bring their family over because it's too hazardous to cross with the family and children. Maybe, or is it something different? We don't know. Flags up in North Wales or St. George. St. George, he's a saint in a lot of countries, isn't he? I believe, isn't he? Isn't he a saint in a lot of countries, St. George, isn't he? I don't know. So look, how many countries is St. George? I can't tell you now. St. George is the patron saint for many different countries, regions, and cities, including England, Portugal, Georgia, Bulgaria, Ethiopia, Romania, and parts of Spain like Aragon and Catalonia. He's a multicultural figure celebrated for his association with courage, sacrifice, and the protection of the vulnerable. Amen. And here's some other countries that recognize St. George as patron saint. Albania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, that's how you pronounce it, Bulgaria, England, Ethiopia, Georgia, Greece, Malta, Portugal, Romania, Serbia, and Syria. There you go. So it's not just saint of you lot up there in Lloegr. He's a very busy saint by the look of it. Bastards. So there you go. I mean, I do enjoy seeing the people putting the flags up. I think it's great that they paint in the red cross on the white roundabouts. I think it's great. It's showing that they're standing up for what they believe in, by demonstrating that, it's that they're there. They need to be recognized. Hey, Paul Dunn, mate. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're well, Paul. So yeah, I mean that's my say on the couple of Burks, and I'm sure they'll have their say on me. It makes no difference to me. Whatever they project me as, I know I'm not. So, and I think most of the people being projected as racist are not. So it's just hot wind. Hot wind. Oh, and what was the other thing that any host on here that has people speaking up about it on the panel are also racist, But there you go. That's it. That's the Burke's train of thought. But thank goodness there's not many that formulate that bullshit. He ain't racist, got a colour TV. Yeah. Surely, yeah. I guess you could call him that, yeah. I mean, they're starting to be disliked a hell of a lot by a lot of people. And I think, I'm not sure if I've seen a comment, I think off Babs, that they've been reported, not just by her, but by others as well. So I don't know if that will pan out, how the social media platform takes that and looks at it, or they might say there's nothing wrong. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm glad to see some of the channels. Not racist. I hate everyone. Well, you can't go wrong there, Durango. You hate everyone. That's fine. That's fine. There are some good channels out there reporting on the protests and things like that. But it seems to be everyone I've looked at, and I'm not saying there are some that instigate trouble with protesters on the left just for a reaction, just for views, just for clicks and whatever, But there are some people going out there just reporting and videoing, what's going on, who say nothing to the opposition, let's call them opposition, but then they're verbally abused by the opposition, for no reason at all. So, it's swinging both ways, There are some who go out there and push their agenda onto people and force a reaction, and for basically clicks and views. I found it strange. I seen Yogi's clip, nice clip that, Yogi, fair play. I seen Yogi's clip of, I think it was AY. He was asking to get Marty Blackburn up to 100,000. I can't remember how many he was short. He wasn't far short of it. And he actually got up to 100,000. Yeah, okay. But all this talk about CP and what they've called her on different platforms, and yet she's standing with them there, So I don't really understand that. I don't really understand, Oh, Mr. BB said, I'm not racist. The Cosby Show was my favorite family show as a kid. Well, he turned out to be a right wrong one, didn't he? Bill Cosby, Wasn't he a sex offender, wasn't he? Turned out he was a sex offender, yeah? And before I'll say allegedly, but I'm going to have a look at that. I'm just going to Google that to make sure I was right. Because I have Googled it to make sure I was right. Yes, Bill Cosby was convicted of felony sexual assault in 2018, which led him to being designated as a sex offender and sentenced to prison. However, the Pennsylvania highest court threw out his conviction in 2021, stating that he had been unfairly prosecuted due to a prior agreement with a different district attorney. That he would not be charged, therefore his conviction was overturned and he was no longer considered a sex offender. So he was convicted as a sex offender in 2018 and it was overturned in 2021. So I was right, but it was overturned. I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. So, you know what I mean, peeps? There's a lot of people hiding under disguises, isn't it? But at the end of the day, I mean, there's no place in society, in my opinion, for anyone that's sexually offending children. I don't think they should be allowed to walk free again. I think the worst thing we did was get rid of a death penalty. I honestly believe that. I think it would have been a strong deterrent. You would have think twice about killing someone if you knew you were going to be. Hey, Lazarus, mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. So I think if you knew you were going to the gallows or whatever, lethal injection or whatever it was, then you think twice about stabbing someone or shooting someone. Because the murders, the crime rate, the stabbings, is just out of control, isn't it? Young lives being lost, gang mentality, it's actually crazy, There is no deterrent in this country. There's none whatsoever, for the worst crimes going, I mean, maybe years ago, there could have been some sort of clangers dropped when people were being killed. They were innocent, but with the way the CSI works today, I don't think there's any doubt when they convict someone of murder that they actually committed the murder. I don't think there's any doubt today. But I mean, years ago, of course, mistakes were made and innocent people were executed. But I don't think today. But we're very weak in this country regarding our laws. I mean, what was that show I seen now? Or if anybody's seen Twin Town and the sister system, well, they're nicking cars. Well, they're going to give you 2 weeks in Lanzarote. For fuck's sake, man. But like I say, I'm old school, you know what I mean? And I believe, the punishment should fit the crime. Simple as that, The punishment should fit the crime. How many people, whether it's sexual offences or anything else, actually get released from prison and actually go and commit the same crime again, It's just mental. And of course, there's not many people being prosecuted today. And what I find utterly crazy is it's shoplifting stuff that's going on today, They just walk in, they grab what they like and just walk out. And no one's stopping them. No one's stopping them at all. The staff have been told, don't touch them, don't get involved, Crazy. If we all had the balls to do that, go in and grab a load of meat, grab a load of drink and come and just walk out. Saves a few quid, I suppose. But, it is what it is, isn't it? If no one's prepared to do anything. If there's a crime going on in the street, what's the first thing people do? Get out their phones and video it. They don't want to help anyone in distress or anybody. They just want to video it and put it on YouTube. It's a fucking crazy world. Yes, Mr. B. Yeah, I know. It's just utterly fucking mad. Where's he by, bro? Can one of the mods get rid of Lazarus's clone there, please? That's my phone down. Tesco's up there bad these days. Somebody get rid of Caster's clone there, boys. One of the mods. Let's have a look, yeah. Yeah. Let's have a look and see if I can find it. Check his channel. I think DT's on the KSL, so I think he sorted it out, mate. Thanks, DT, mate. You're welcome to come in on your own name. For fuck's sake, you don't have to go hiding and copying somebody else's fucking. You know what I mean? It's good that the mods are on the ball today. Big up the mods. Yeah, come in under your own name, I won't kick you out straight away. Nice Big Mac meal starving. Since when is a Big Mac a Big Mac? They left the Big Mac scene years ago. It's the size of a fucking small pork pie, a fucking hamburger, innit? Tiny. You know what I mean? It's you see the photograph on the wall in McDonald's. Oh, look at that! It looks fucking lovely. That nice and big. But when you get it, then it's a tiny little thing in a box. Fucking waste of money. I prefer Burger King than me. Hog roast. You know what I mean? It's I mean, I'm off this fast food shite at the moment. I'm not. I'm on a health kick. I gotta be honest. My fucking my ring is like a parrot's eye, fucking red and crispy. Because I have this in yogurt in the morning. I put a load of, the doctor said to me, "Oh, it's good for you. Put some multi seeds in there, you know." So it's like a fucking box of trill going on there, you know. And when you go to wipe your bum in the morning, fucking hell, your whole ring is all fucking. That's what they get ring sting when the fucking seeds are just, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm on health kicking me, so no fast food, no processed food. So I'm trying to lose a bit of weight before I go on holidays. Because when I go on holidays, I tend to put a lot of weight on, you know. So I'm a greedy bastard, and if there's any food in front of me, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? No, don't put yogurt on my ass, no. You're having lunch, oh, sorry, Dodge, mate, sorry. Uh, but yeah, I've got this. It's funny. I've been having this non-fat yogurt, you know. And but the doc said to me, no, your body's got to have a certain amount of fat. By the 5% fat, uh, I think it's called Fage, or it's spelled Fage, Fage, but it's not pronounced that way, I don't think. But that's why I call it. And it's 5%. And so I have that in the morning. Put the trill on it, you know, the bird, all the seeds. Put the berries in there, blueberries, raspberries, and squirt a bit of honey on it. And it's fucking beautiful. I gotta be honest, absolutely beautiful, stunning. Okay, was it trying the yogurt? Sorry, Kev. But yeah, it's stunning. I don't know. A lot of people don't like the air fryers. What's the weather like there? Like lovely and sunny, Kev. The air fryers, a lot of people don't like them, but they're a godsend. It's like, you know, in Morrison's, you can get 3 chicken crowns, you know, just the top of a chicken, nice sizes for 10 quid. You get 3 of them, and they, you know, just bang them in there for fucking 10 minutes. They cooked, you know, beautiful, nice and crispy. Oh, I love my air fryer. But Dodge right off his onion rings and brown sauce. Oh, I made a banging. I've had it's the second time this week I've done a chili, but I've done an ordinary chili with the mince and everything earlier on. But I've done a veg one, and I found these tins um, of I can't remember what beans they were. 'Cause I was looking for mixed beans in a sauce, you know, rather than in water. I come across these things. I put them in there, and along with some red kidney beans, you know. To be honest, it turned out fucking beautiful. Yes. I don't mind a nice onion ring, you know, nice and crispy. I'm making my own garlic bread as well. Fucking lovely. Well, I'll say I make it, my missus makes it, you know. But yeah, so that's why I had a couple of slices of garlic bread and some vegetable chili for tea yesterday. It was banging, fair play. I got a ring sting this morning, but you know, as part of the course for having the chili, you know what I mean? But that's it. I do like my grub. I'm off down the van tomorrow, so I've got a couple of friends staying in another park down there, so we're meeting up and have a couple of beers, you know, not too much. Yogurt ring, yeah. If you want nice yogurt, get that Fage, Fage. Morrison sell it. You can get a nice big tub. I think it's about 5 quid for a big tub. Chili tonight? Yeah, can't admit. Can't beat it. So You had chili last night? Yeah, I did. Vegetable one I had, though. Vegetable one. Peppers, mixture of different beans and whatnot, and get it in there. Get it in the pan. And I like mushroom. I like a lot of mushroom. I like my mushroom cooked. I could just fry them in butter in the pan, mushrooms on their own, and fucking wolf them down. Lunch is finished. Well done, Dodge. Now do the washing up. Oh, is it? I've been watching it 1 and 2 again. I've been going through them again, waiting for 3 to come out. Yes. You know what I mean? Hey, talk about mushrooms. Anybody that follow Clarkson's farm, did you see when he put those fucking things in the underground? The mushrooms he was getting up there, fucking hell, tons of the bastard things. Samuel Jackson this season, is he? I look forward to that. Nice. If I can play it all the way through in one go, I will. I hate to fucking wait week to week and to watch what's going on. So if I can stream it all, I'd rather do that and I'll go over it again, but I'd like to get it all done in one go. When is the new season of Mobland coming out then? Surely that can't be far away, Mobland. You cook mushrooms in milk? I've never heard that, to be honest with you. Easy to grow shrooms, are they? I tell you what I want to buy next. I want to buy a bread maker. So I want to make my own fucking sourdough. That's all I'm eating these days is sourdough. And I fucking love sourdough toast. It is so fucking crunchy and crispy. It's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, plenty of people are on the mushrooms. Have anybody seen that video of that Welsh guy up mountain with his dog? He's off his head on magic mushrooms. It's funny as fuck. I can't remember the name. Fucking hell. I don't know if it'll come up if you type in Welsh guy on the mountain with his dog, magic mushrooms or something like that. I don't know if it'll come up. It's funny as fuck. Peacemaker season 2. I've not seen that. Now I cook, if I have mushrooms, I cook. Now my missus takes the stalk off them. I don't. I cut the stalk as I'm cutting the mushrooms, or pull it off and cook it on it, in with the mushrooms. So I love the stalky bits. I'd like I just put a bit of butter in the pan, chuck a load of mushrooms in there. You think there's a mountain full in there, but when they cook down, there's hardly fucking anything here. Get them back out and put a little bit more butter on them and whatever you like, and a bit of seasoning, and whoop, down the neck with them. Absolutely fucking banging. You know what I mean? What is Peacemaker, Ice? I'm not seeing Peacemaker. Who's in that? And what channel is it on? Butter, garlic, and parsley, yeah. Oh, I fucking love a bit of garlic on everything. Your breath stinks, mine, but I fucking love a bit of garlic, gotta say. Yeah, well, you make tea out the loopy ones. I think that's the best way to go. The magic ones. Oh, right, John Cena, the wrestler. Okay. Yeah, man. If you're listening in, Andrew J, hope you're feeling better, mate. Yeah, I hope your back is better. And Landy, I hope you get the vehicle sorted out soon so we get on our walk, mate. So we'll sort that out. As soon as you're mobile, we'll sort that out. I went down the beach this morning with the dog. I tell you, the way it's going, there won't be no sand left there. It's fucking covered in rocks. They're washing it. These big tides are washing them, all this fucking black stone up. Fucking hell, I don't know where it's coming from. We're steadily getting in towards the cold weather, York. I hate the fucking winter, I gotta be honest. Hate the winter. No, you make tea out of them. But yeah, you put them in boiling water, make tea out of them. Oh, the Buddy Port casters. Buddy Port. Fucking hell, it's I see some nice big jellyfish washed up this morning when I was up there. You know. But the stone is washed up. It's covered in fucking 3/4 of the beach. You know where the beach when the tide is actually in the beach you got there then it's covered that like Of course when the tide goes out you can walk out for fucking you can walk across to fucking to Lycha, or if you want to go to Llandow, Llandow my ass be fucked. What am I on Llandow? You can walk across to Lycha easy and the tide's right out. It is. It's mushroom season. I wonder what the price of foods or vegetables is going to be this next coming, because all the farmers are saying, no, because we've had such a hot summer, nothing's growing. So, price of things will go through the fucking roof. So if you've got a bit of ground, turn it over, get some veggies in the ground, get some spuds in there, whatever. We're coming to the end now. I'm still getting loads of tomatoes in the greenhouse. The cucumber plants are finished, they're dying back, but I must have had about 40 cubes of them, so that wasn't too bad. Handful of Maggies and a Galaxy Ripple. I gotta get my fishing rods out. I haven't once cast into the fucking sea for maybe 10 years. So I've been doing a lot of carp and a bit of fly fishing as well thrown in. So I've got to get them, the season be over shortly, so I got to get out there. Yeah, yeah. The tomatoes. And my missus put a lot of she planted a lot of the small, the little cherry type tomatoes, not the big ones. So we've had fucking dozens and dozens of those little fucking things. You just pop them in, but they're so sweet and lovely. But it'll all be coming to an end shortly. Sweet corn, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. When they had the allotment, I packed up the allotment a couple of years now, and somebody admitted online that they sent a letter to the council about me and the allotment. All bollocks. Yes, nice selection. Yeah, sweet corn. Yeah, you got to pick them right though. Sweet corn, you got to pick them when it's right. Don't leave them too long. And don't pick them early. You got to be just right with them buggers. Bit of Kerry Irish butter and corn with pepper. Yeah. Well, any butter. I put the Welsh butter on mine, not Irish. But yeah, it's yeah, corn on the cob is lovely. To be fair. It's banging. Hey, Stevie boy, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Courgettes didn't do well. No, I've not put any courgettes in for a long time. I mean, the greenhouse I had at the top was 10 by 8, you know. It was quite a big greenhouse, and plenty of room in there to plant a lot in there, you know. But the one I got in the back garden isn't that big. It's only 6 by 4. So we're restricted to what we put in there. But, you know, tomatoes, if you just put them in a grow bag, put them by the, if you've got a trellis in the garden, so they can climb up a trellis, you know what I mean? Just put them in a grow bag and they'll fucking come every time. You'll have a feast of tomatoes of them. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. What I miss, so I mean, with the allotment, it was growing sweet peas, you know. Oh, you love sweet peas. And it's easy enough for, you know, for growing green beans and whatever, you know, you can do them again in some grow bags, you know. Just put a line of grow bags on the floor, say put 3 or 4 in a row, put them by a trellis, or just put a few sticks up, you know, bamboos or whatever, or any sticks you can fucking chop through the woods. Put them up and you'll soon fucking get a crop of beans. Yeah, I know what you mean, Casters, yeah. Yeah. We said to my wife's cousin, I think it was the year before last, going off the veggie site. Fancy some cockles. Now, Casters, you know that the you know, the estuary up here and everything. The guy just shit out for cockles. That's where all the cockle pickers are, you know. So he said, "Oh, my mate is a cockle picker. I'll ask him for some cockles for you." So I said, "Oh, great." So he got a fucking big sack full of the bastards, you know. I told him there was fucking thousands in there. I was like, "What are we gonna do with all these?" We cooked a lot of them up. We were giving them. We were walking up and down the street, yeah, giving them to people in the street, you know. Couldn't get rid of them. Hey, it's exciting, McBear. How you doing, mate? You're well. Fucking big sack of cockle, and they were great. I've walked up there just in the tide's gone out, and I've picked up a load of mussels, you know, off the beach. I didn't have nothing to put them in, so I was always carry dog poo bags, so I had to put them in them fucking bags. J. Orders, I'm innocent. So I put them in the dog poo bags, and you know the thing. What you got to think of when you're cooking anything like that, if it don't open, they're no good. So don't try and force them open. They got to open. You put them in boiling water. If they don't open up, then they're no good. But they were fucking lovely. No, is there a link for his? Is there a link for him, DT? Have you got a link for that channel? I'll watch that. Yeah. So yeah. What was I saying? Well, Craig. Yeah. Is that his link? Yeah. Is it good? I will definitely coastal foraging. Yeah. I like a bit. I like watching stuff like that. What I started watching, I know I'm not a boring old bastard. You know that. Vintage car auctions online. You know, vintage cars. Which was pretty good. Some of these old cars, I mean, that's a lot of money, you know. Let me just copy our link. Subscribed. Cheers for that. Curbside Classics is a good one. That a good one. Yeah, one of the boys, Landry, put me onto one I've been watching. I think it's up in north of, I think it's up Yorkshire way or somewhere too far for me to go. I know there's one in Swansea, isn't it? That do there's car auctions in Swansea, and I know that. And there's one in Merthyr, I know that. Is Porky doing any more outdoor vids that was good to watch? I don't know. He's yeah, he's cooking up his steak outside. Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that. I mean, I like things like that, you know. A bangers of mash. A bangers of mash. Give us a bash with a bangers of mash. My mother used to make. Yeah, collecting rent. Yes, Stevie boy. He is, mate. But yeah, it's what's full of bin lorries and fire engines. Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff there. He's got he used to live not far from me, but I used to live, you know. And he's got the registration he's got on his car is WRU1, Welsh Rugby Union 1. So I think that might be worth a few quid, that number plate. Yeah. He's been going for 30, 40 years up there now, I think. He's made a few fucking bob up there, I would imagine. Porky and Son, the work's never done. There's always something new. He's been working all day, all day, all day. Up at 8, he can't be late. Porky and Son, they won't wait. Da 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 da. Porky and Son, the work's never done. There's always something new. Oh, okay, pork chop. Big up pork chop. You know what I mean? Yes, Dodge, you got it. Dodge knows he's old like me. He won't admit it, though. He won't admit it. Yes, yeah. Changed his name, didn't he? Huh? Crazy, huh? Oh, guy over here got DJ1 on his plate worth 100K apparently. Wow. As long as it's not DJE on it. Oh, fuck's sake. Yes, I can't remember. I bought my missus, she wanted a private plate for her car. I bought one for her. Can't remember how much it cost. It wasn't that much, a few hundred quid, I think it was. So, uh, who is this AJ order just coming in then? Who is it? Who is it, Dodge? Who's AJ Audits? Who is this guy? Who is this guy here? Why do you come in under your own name? You know, if you're okay, you can stay. If you're a wanker, you're out. Simple as that. I don't know where everyone goes these days. You know, it seems to be everybody seems to be hiding away, or they're waiting for the evening. They wait for the evening lives. You know. No, I don't think they say AJ. No, no, no. They wouldn't. I'm not seeing anyone. There's a lot going on, people we don't know about, isn't it? You know, and that's the thing with it. When you get social media, you don't know. You none of you know who I am, what my background is. I don't know any of you. I've only met one or two people up here. I don't know what your backgrounds are. You know, it's difficult. You know, but I will say this: I am who I am. I'm one of those people, as he say. Nah, I'm fucking getting on a bit. I don't give a fuck about my age. I don't feel my age. I've fucking been around a long time. I'm not got any criminal fucking record. Hey, Mr. Deegan, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. I got no criminal record, so people that wanted to look into my background were suggested, oh, let's look at his criminal record. You haven't fucking got one. So go and look. You know? You know who you are who said that. Yeah, the one that doxed me. DT, he's waiting in the queue, DT. There's such a big queue of them. Is you know what it's like? He's waiting in the queue for that. Hey, Jerry, how you doing, mate? Made my day to see Angela Rayner has gone. She should have been sacked and not allowed to resign. Yes, that's very true, Jerry. But, yeah, I'm me, mate. I mean, she should have been sacked. If the Prime Minister had any backbone and any morals, he should have sacked her for it. So that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? Anybody. Yes, Tegan, who cares? Right enough, mate. You're fucking right enough. Who cares? I think there's an element of truth in that, and all Deegan, to be fair, mate. I think there's an element of truth in that. And like I said, we're just pawns, man, in a game. It's a game. It's all a game. We're just fucking pawns. Did somebody say that he was bringing Tony Blair back into the party or something like that, or into his fucking? I think somebody said the other day that he was bringing Tony Blair back into the cabinet. Don't tell me he's going to be our answer. He can't, and they got a vote for that, haven't they? You see a lot of people. Tony Blair's his advisor. No wonder the way he is, and Stevie Boy. But yeah, I mean, all the shit that goes on in this world today, honestly, it's I just don't get it. I just don't understand politics, especially people that vote. Will they actually vote Labour again, knowing what Labour has done to them? Well, are they that stupid? I know in Wales they're that fucking stupid that they'll vote Labour, And they try to fucking, they're always having a dig at reform in Wales. They fucking calling them rotten every chance they get. Hey, November man, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. So I know in Wales, every opportunity they get a chance of going at reform, And the National Party of Wales, of course, is called Plaid Cymru, who are run by a bunch of idiots as well, in my opinion. They are crazy. Trump's really puppetation, merely puppets. What was that thing I seen, Deegan, with Conor McGregor? Obviously, he was reading off the script. He stood there. He waffled on for about 5 minutes about Ireland and is it a Taoiseach, or it's called, is it, or whatever, and something else. So obviously, is he promoting himself to stand as a politician or something in Ireland, Deegan, or what? I don't know if anybody else seen it with McGregor. He's obviously reading off a script because he just looked straight forward and didn't move his eyes at all or anything. So he must have been reading off a script. But basically, he's asking the people of Ireland to stand together against what's going on and all this idea. I think he was. He's a distraction board. He's going for president. Oh my God. I think today, that's the trouble today. I think a lot of young people are being brainwashed. Yes, November man, yeah. Well, I won't have to worry about it now. You just seen Tyson and Mayweather having a fight. Yes, Ryan. How can that happen? One's an heavyweight and one's what's he, the other one? Lightweight or what is Mayweather? What weight is he? Is he a lightweight? I know he's not a middleweight. So if people only knew what I'm involved in, you obviously I've told you. Yeah. It's an exhibition, much like the fight he had with the YouTuber then, wasn't it? That was an exhibition fight, Tyson. I thought, when you actually see him, when you see him sparring, he was sparring before the fight, training, sparring. He was like his old self, bang, 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 pretty sharp, for but when he got in the ring with Jake Paul, he didn't throw a punch at him. It was such a fucking farce. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, it was just, they do it for anything for money, Blue. Anything for money. Tegan, straight to the point. Reeves is next. Well, she should be gone. But you wait now, November man, till she brings a little box out. The next budget, she'll be fucking slating the working class people again, paying for all the mistakes that Labour have made. Yeah, it was a shit fight. I think they're all shite fights, me. Even Carl Frost wanted to get on the gravy train, and he was calling out Jake Paul, all sorts of names, hoping that Jake Paul would say, "Come on and let's fight," because he knew there'd be millions involved in it, So a few of them do it, but picking the right fighter. If you put him in the ring with a good journeyman would knock him out. Simple as that. For goodness sake, what's his name? The Gypsy King's brother or stepbrother, whatever he is. He fought him, he beat him, but he's nothing. He's not very good himself. But yeah, he beat Jake Paul. So I thought she was going to go a while ago, November man. She sat there in tears, didn't she? She sat there in tears while they were ripping her a new arsehole, So they've been terrible all right through, haven't they? And it's awful to watch Keir Starmer question time and when Kemi Baydock is going at him and he comes back with the same old bullshit all the time. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. When you look at it, you think, it's a load of bollocks, isn't it? You've got to say the right honourable before you start speaking to them. The right honourable gentleman. You're calling him rotten for fuck's sake. How are you calling him right honourable or right honourable lady? You know, you're going to call him fucking rotten. Call him rotten. Yeah, Tommy Fury. That's the guy. That's the guy. Yeah, you know, he's no fucking box. He's but and she's got his own program on TV now, so he's making bucks, and making bucks. He went where he went. Was it Love Island? He went on or something. I think I read that somewhere. So he's earning the money. He's getting money in from somewhere. Oh, fucking hell. It's good. It's good. It's good we can have a chat, people, and you know what? Fucking hell. There's no fucking shouting and bawling and screaming and arguing. So if you want that sort of thing, I'm not going to get it here unless somebody's fucking has a go at me. Then I can let loose myself. I mean, there's a few postmen on you. There's quite a few postmen on you. You get straight back in there, jab, jab, bob and weave, duck and dive, boom. One throws a punch, the other avoids it, and the other one throws a punch. Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting seeing McGregor, and I don't know what sort of game he's playing. Has he been on the roids? Has he been on steroids or something? Because he's bulked up no end, doesn't he? I watched him in that new version of what was it called? What was that film called? It was a new version of Patrick Swayze played it, didn't he? What the fuck's it called, man? Uh, uh, Gilani or Giloni or something like that was playing that part now. And McGregor was in the film, wasn't he? What was it called, man? They're fucking like a bouncer type. Somebody help me out, yeah, for fuck's sake, man. Roadhouse Casters, you got it, brother. You got it. The new version, yeah, Lazarus is in there as well. The new version of Roadhouse, McGregor was in that, wasn't he? And you could see how much his body is built up from his fighting days. So is that all training, or is it some other supplements that are legal or illegal? I don't know. But he's gone quite big, isn't he? Bulked up. Roadhouse, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, man. I tell you, it only takes a few to start the chart going. But as long as it's nothing nasty, I just let him get on with it. Roadhouse. Poor old Patrick Swayze, yeah. I might just sit down and watch Twin Town again this afternoon. I do like Twin Town. I mean, I think it's mainly, Welsh humor is a bit weird, I know. I mean, Casters knows what I'm talking about. But, I mean, yeah. I'm sure it was Town Hill, was it? Was it that's that the start of it? Is it Town Hill? And they playing downtown with the intro music. Yeah, awesome. Casters, yeah, fucking brilliant. Was it Town Hill they were going up and the music was playing? I thought it was, yeah, yeah. Brilliant film. It's a pity they didn't do a sequel to that. It would have been fucking brilliant. I know they were talking about it for a long time, but so can we be racist and take the pee of the seedless men in this chat now, Tyrone? I don't know what you mean. If you, I don't know who the Jaffa is, to be honest, with you, Mr. BB. So, and it's not racist to take a piss at it. I don't think that's racism. But I don't know who you're referring to, but I'm sure they'll give as good as they get. Yeah, they did say about us checking film for Twin Town. It's one of those films that lives with you, doesn't it? You know, especially if you're Welsh. I mean, I know quite a few English people I've chatted to on here before and said this fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? Yeah, but he's referring to at Jaffa Gimp. I don't know who that is, Deegan. I don't know who you're talking about. But since you're having an argument back and forth with Ice, I'm assuming you're aiming at Ice. But I'm sure Ice will defend himself to the hilt. You know. Yeah. I got a fucking cough out again. Oh, fucking MOT for the car. The missus' car coming up now. Fucking hell. Just had a service on it. That was 400 quid. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Oh yeah, Father Ted. Yeah, with the Chinese one. Yeah. I heard you're a racist now, Father. Yeah, good on man. Thanks for popping in, brother. Good to see you. Take care, mate. MOT has been up for a month. Uh, I always forget my mine, so I just go online and check it on the DVLA when it's due, and then I'll book it in a fucking month in advance, whatever. But I don't think there's anything wrong with this car, to be honest with you. What's it now? It's 8 year old, and I think it's only done 30,000 miles now. You know, so oh, you're joking? 4K for the engine rebuild? Jesus! Wow. Was it cheaper to get another van, or is it? What happened then? Fucking timing belt or timing chain, or what was it? Something must have gone wrong. You know, most vans are pretty solid, aren't they? Especially Fords. Like trannies, again, Ford Transits are the best if you ask me. You know, if you look after them, you're looking 200,000 miles. Crankshaft snapped. Fucking hell, well, that's fucked up the old engine, and yeah. Yes, indeed. I know the cost of repairs today. I mean, they charge what they fucking like, don't they? You know what I mean? And it's difficult to find a good, honest garage. You know what I mean? Transit, yeah, yeah, they're good. Yeah, yeah. I'd like a tranny. I had one years ago when I first moved down here. I had an old, the old shape one, you know, and it's in great condition. And changed the engine that so there was a 2 liter Ford. What was it? Ford. What was it? I can't remember what it came out of. It was 2 liter. And it was put in there petrol. It was, you know, so it was all right. In good nick, red it was. So I first moved down here. My missus was living on a council estate then, so I moved down with her. I was late in the night getting here, so I locked the van up, a lot of my stuff in it, especially all my fishing tackle. Got up in the morning, the doors were fucking wide open, nothing left in it at all. Fucking lot gone. Fucking, I thought, you bunch of bastards. So never, ever leave anything in a strange place overnight, if they don't know you, you're in for it. You know what I mean? If they know you, it's fair enough, you know, you're local, but if there's something strange there and it's there, they're gonna get in there and fucking, no matter if you lock it or not, you know, they'll get in it. So to buy all new gear then. Well, we've done a few laps around the Welsh countryside since then, you know, different places we lived. And now we're back down here. Perhaps I don't know if I'm going to sell and move somewhere else. I don't know. Somebody said they've done it. The main road that leads from Carmarthen to Llanelli is a busy road, right? Unless you come down the motorway. But most of the people living in the villages on this road, that's the way they get to work in the one down here. So it's fucking gridlocked in the morning because they built a new estate and they put a set of lights there, right? Three-way lights. So it holds the traffic back up for fucking maybe a mile up the road, you know, in both directions. So in their wisdom, now the council decided to put a filter lane, they said, was going to be into this new estate. But what they actually did, it took them 10 weeks. They put a little box in the middle of the road there, right? For traffic to turn right, although it's fucking tiny. You can get one car in it. So if there's more than one car wants to turn right, you're fucked. You still got to build up a traffic because it's only one can turn. It's fucking, and I reckon it cost $500,000. Jesus Christ, talk about wasting money. High cost is all right, mate. Yeah, yeah. It's Hollywood, baby. Right then, listen, people, I'm going to fucking disappear because it's coming up for 2 hours. I like to have a guest on, have a chat. That's why I've fucking waffled on about bullshit for most of the life. But it's just nice to get up here and get the people together in the chat and have a fucking laugh. You know what I mean? So I'm going to fuck off and have a bit of grub now. And I'll catch you on my next one, maybe in a week. I won't be coming on very soon. So big up the chat all day long. Chat is king, you know that. And big up my mods. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll finish like I normally do by saying, be kind to those that are kind to you. If they're not, fuck them. Cheers for popping in, everyone. Do respect you all. Have a blessed weekend, and God bless you all. Take care. All well. See you soon. And I just want to reiterate one thing, people. We are not racist because we say illegal immigrants. We are not racist. Whatever the Burks think, we are not racists. And on that note, I'll say ta-da, oil fawr, tatty bye, and everything else goes with it. I'll see you soon, people. Have a great weekend and stay safe out there. God bless.